Boom. Okay, I did it. I did the thing. It did.
Cool.
And then I have to double the size of the fucking projectile object because right now it's... Well, I'm gonna triple it. Why not?
Nice.
There's no rhyme or reason to... There's no rhyme or reason to anything I do, by the way. None.
Okay, what should be the background? I guess blue. Blue.
Oh, we got it. It's fucking working. It's fucking working. Cobble's being a work.
Cool.
He's working, I guess.
Um,
Knocking him works. He can be knocked back, and he doesn't move after that. You can kill the motherfucker. He can be hit. Yeah, he's working. He's doing a work.
and he's also shooting his projectile.
I think he has a bit... He has a bit too much health. I'm actually going to nerf his health. He should not have 30 health. That's a bit much for a projectile enemy. Especially the first one in the game.
I mean, the rats in,
He gets to that.
in Inferno have 30 HP, maybe even 40.
Yeah, but Inferno's different. That's a fucking... Number one, that's stage 2. And number 2, Inferno's a fucking top-down shooter. So, like, that's a completely different genre. Anyway, the cobbles are done. The cobble's done. I guess I'm gonna strip...
The flamethrower does like 0.025 damage.
Anyway, there you go. You get to see fucking, Rock, you get to be the first person to see a cobble, being a cobble. There he is.
Yeah, I can't see anything yet. Ah. Oh, it's just a red square.
Again, I haven't drawn it yet. That's literally just the hitbox thing. That's the hitbox sprite. That's what the hitbox sprite looks like. Take it in. Bask in its glory.
Wait, so can you also just... Wait. Is that cannon also part of him or not?
It is the same object. Same sprite. Look what happens when I hit him.
Oh. Oh, and if you... Okay,
it's the same
cool.
thing.
Cool.
I don't want to I didn't want to make it a separate thing, because that's stupid. But yeah, he works.
That's a good thing.
He's not broken, so that's cool. Holy shit! Is the kick really that? Does the kick really kill him in one hit? Yeah, it does. The kick does 8 damage, I think. I forgot what I set his health to. What did I set this guy's health to? The cobble's health is 10. That means the kick is hitting twice. That should not be happening. Okay.
Cool.
Let's see. Let me make sure that I'm not fucking tripping. Let me make sure the kick does that amount of damage. Yeah, the kick does 8 damage. It's hitting twice. It is hitting twice.
You're notorious for having
that should not be hitting.
Twice.
What?
You're notorious for hit twice.
Yes, but this is very problematic because that hit him like twice. That hit him for 2. You know what? Fuck it. Number 1, I'm gonna set it to 10 instead of 8. No, I'm keeping it at 8. That's the same as the basic. I'm not changing that. Alright.
If you try to make like a background, there's only the background. Do you also just make the the size of the pen like 500 to 1000 pixels and just draw once?
I don't know what you just said. Please repeat.
When you want to have like a background, right, for a sprite.
Uh-huh.
In Krita.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just go
Continue.
to do the thing called background. Do you just take the painter, a brush tool, and just
I take the paint bucket and I paint the background one color and call it a day.
I take the brush tool, make like 500 to 1000 pixels, and just press once. Probably the most cursed way, but I do not care.
Anyway, let's see if the fucking cobble dies in one hit from the kick now. No, he doesn't. I fixed it.
Cool.
That's cool.
What did you even do?
I fixed it by... I moved one of the pieces of code up. Okay, so the kick is programmed, the kick hitbox is programmed to instantly delete itself when it makes contact with an enemy or something, right?
Oh, and it just didn't do it with Cobble.
It didn't fucking do it. It didn't do it.
It had one job.
Well, I fixed it now. It is fixed. And I did that by moving that code to the top of the kick thing, and that's it. That's all I had to do, and then it just worked. I'm not going to pretend to know why it worked, but it did work.
Code order is important.
You know what's weird? None of Eagle's other hitboxes have that delete code programmed in, and they don't hit twice. Other than the spin. The spin's supposed to hit, like, 6 times. But the uppercut and basic don't hit twice. Nope, the basic just hit twice. Okay, the basic just hit twice. It hits once from the left, but it hits twice from the front of Cobble. So that's cool.
That's very cool.
Nope, it hit once that time. I don't know what the fuck's even happening now. The kick consistently hit twice. But no, the basic just hit twice that one time. Okay. It might not have even hit twice. I might have hit him once with it and forgot that I already hit him. That's possible. But no, I can't kill him in one hit with it now, so no, the basic's just hitting once. So that's cool. Anyway, we now have 2 enemies. The Mozgul, which I'm dreading coding, is essentially just going to be a Mordecus, but he can fucking kick in the air. And that's going to be a bitch.
Cool.
That's going to be really fucking annoying. I know, because I've done that before. The Rugrats from fucking Knights could do that, and they were so terrible. Thankfully, the enemy's jumping AI in this game is far better than it was in Knights, so that's cool. That's very cool, but it's not dog shit, but whatever. I need to add a basic melee enemy that dies in 1 to 2 hits and can't jump. I need to add that. That's a thing that I need to add. Okay,
what Cox Factory, what kind of tint would it have?
I heard never mind, just keep going. I heard Cox Factory.
Gogs.
I know that's not what you said. I know you said Gogs, I know that, but I heard Cox Factory. Because, you know, static. Static makes everything have like a K sound at the end.
Cock. You know, chicken, like what shade of color would it have? I mean, it would probably be like somewhere close to white, but like, would it have a green, blue, red, purple, yellow tint or anything else?
Alright, so I think it'd have a red tint. I think it would have a red tint. Like a salmon-ish color, I guess.
Well, this color looks quite like salmon. This color looks like salmon, but it's just whiter than salmon.
The color that Welmer is. The color that Welmer is. That color.
That is.
A lighter shade of what Welmer is. A lighter shade of what Welmer is, essentially.
I'll just draw it and see if you're okay with it.
Oh, I don't give a single fuck. I think we've established that.
True. But then,
like, I do not give. I mean this in the nicest way possible, what I'm about to say. I don't really give a shit about what Inferno's like. I mean that in the nicest way possible.
I mean,
do whatever the fuck you want.
It's still gonna be better than any waste game you made.
Oh, I can tell you that it won't. I can 100% tell you that it won't be.
How?
You have to remember that I'm the guy who thinks that Wastem is better than Rise 2.
Wastem is better
so there's
than
that.
Rise 2, though.
I'm also the person who thinks Wastem is better than From the Waste. So that's cool.
So
Look, I think I just accidentally nailed the gameplay feel with Wastem while accidentally also making it a buggy mess.
Oh.
That's the problem with Wastem. The gameplay feel in that game is perfect, but it's also a fucking buggy
I
mess.
will be right with you. I'm gonna close the door. Do you have a dryer at home?
Yes.
You know how loud those things are, right?
Yes, but mine's on a different floor, so...
Yeah, I'm literally upstairs and it's in the bathroom and it's always so loud and nobody closes the door when they get out of the bathroom when that thing is on. I hate it.
Anyway, so point is with Wastem. I think I nailed the gameplay feel of that game, but I also made it a buggy mess at the same time. Wastem is both of those things. It is the perfect waste game and also a buggy mess at the same time.
I mean, something about From the Waves which I just hate is that the hammer feels unresponsive.
Oh, the hammer and from the waist sucks dick. The stab move, which the hammer and from the waist is supposed to suck. It is supposed to suck. But the stab move in Wastem was a lot better.
The thing with
Like, a lot better.
the thing with that, it doesn't really suck, but the thing which makes me hate it is that if you click it, it takes a second before it actually does what it's supposed to do. Which is like not the point of a Metroidvania. I feel like.
What the fuck are you talking about?
When you click to use the hammer, right?
Uh-huh.
It takes a second before it actually uses its hitbox to destroy things and damage things.
Yes. Indeed it does.
That's
Indeed it does, yes.
That's not so how things are supposed to work.
Yeah, but, like, it's supposed to suck. It literally is. I know how to make a good melee weapon in a top-down shooter. Like I said, the Wastem stab is much better. But the hammer and from the waist is supposed to suck. It's supposed to.
I don't like the stab because
The stab's actually good.
Yeah, but I don't like what it's binded to, the button.
Yeah, but, like, it's not a separate weapon, because Wastem didn't have those.
Unfortunately.
Look, like I said, I think Wastem is the peak game that I've made, but it's also a buggy, unfinished mess at the same time. So that's cool. I can imagine one thing that I'll say about Inferno is that I think Inferno would be better than Wastem if you don't have a mouse. I cannot imagine playing fucking Wastem with a fucking touchpad. I can't imagine doing that. Inferno is playable with a touchpad. I'll say that.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
What?
On playing it on a touchpad.
Like I said, I think Inferno is playable on a touchpad. Don't. But I think it's playable on one. Wastem's not. Wastem is not. Neither is From the Waste, unless you use the fucking Fleshhound head, I guess.
Oh yeah, I forgot that existed.
I did too. I can tell you that I would not have made Inferno. I would not have made that game at all for one simple reason.
The flamethrower?
Correct. The Fleshhound King head existed, right? When Inferno started development, that already existed, and that is not a good weapon. That is a fucking shit weapon. I can tell you that. The Inferno flamethrower is much better than that, but I can tell you that the fucking Fleshhound King head is dog shit.
It is a dog. It literally
Yes, but it is fucking horrible. It is a terrible weapon.
Wow, I cannot draw straight lines. Hell yeah.
I can't either, so that's cool.
I'm trying to make a factory and they're supposed to have straight. I'm gonna use a tool for it. Why didn't I think of that? Man, I still hear that dryer. It's so loud.
Anyway, I think the best boss from any Waste game is fucking Crocs from Waste'em.
Oh,
Do with that what you will. The Raid Cruncher is the second best.
I'm for Harold. I'm aspiring him to be also be a good one. Like I want him to be fun, as opposed to Mod. Mod just
Alright,
isn't.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this. The issue with Mod right now, and in general, are the missiles. The missiles make the Mod fight kind of shit. The fight either becomes way too easy if you use the obstacles, or it's really, really fucking difficult if you don't use them. That's essentially how the Mod fight works.
The missiles also destroyed beds now. But they have
Cool.
to they
Okay,
have
so it's
to
even worse now.
they have to hit the beds twice though to destroy it.
Yeah, it's even worse now then.
Yeah.
Like I said, the mod fight is either pathetically easy if you use the obstacles, or very, very fucking annoying if you don't. There's like no in between.
I'm still gonna keep it in. It's not.
Alright, it's not a cancer boss fight. A cancer
Yeah.
boss fight would be like fucking
Yeah.
Mirror from BM2. Mod's not a cancer boss fight, but he could be
He's close.
way better. I'll say that.
I'm not like the only thing I'm willing to change now is just how the missiles, how fast and how fast they turn, how fast they are. Just make sure that
How fast they turn would be not how fast they turn, how fast they are. They're faster than Torch is, which
I mean, isn't that supposed to happen with missiles? You're supposed to.
Alright, so
dodge?
projectiles. Regular projectiles are supposed to be faster than the player, right?
Yeah. The
Regular projectiles are. Not projectiles that can turn.
yeah, but if that's more a case for how fast it can turn.
Projectiles that can turn should not be faster than the player. Is the point.
No, but if they are, they should just turn slower, and I think that's the issue.
That's part of it. That is indeed part of it. I think adjusting either one of those factors would make the fight better. I guess the spread shot, weirdly enough, isn't that bad.
I mean, I feel like it sucks, man.
Because there's ways around it, is the point. And it's not even that bad if you try to dodge it. If you're directly in his face, yeah, you're not dodging it. But if you're a decent distance away, you should be fine, actually.
Like,
It's entirely possible to dodge it.
It's pretty much just. It looks like you shouldn't be in front of him. So if you are in front of him, it's your problem. Like, who would stand in front of a creature with a giant cannon as a dick?
It's a cannon dick. Fucking cannon dick.
I mean, it was. I still remember the animation.
Look, I can already tell you. Spoiler alert, I can already tell you that I knew the mod fight wouldn't be great before it was added, for the simple fact that I don't like mod.
I mean, I hope you like.
I'm gonna go and tell you that. I did not like mod. Mod was my least favorite of the Waste'em factory enemies. He was my least favorite of any of them. And I think there were 4 of them.
I mean, I feel like he works better now than he would have in Waste'em.
He works better now than he would have in Waste'em, for the simple fact that in Waste'em, mod was essentially just the ditch fight, but with less health.
Oh, cool.
So he shot homing missiles. That's the one thing he did back in Waste'em, was shoot homing missiles, but they were the same as the homing missiles from the ditch fight, which means they were pretty easy to dodge.
I kinda hated those from this fight. I really don't like them.
Yeah, but they're not hard to dodge.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like they're really
Yeah, because ditch is in the fucking second level of the game.
True, I guess.
Waste'em was gonna have like fucking like what, 10 levels, something like that. Ditch was the second mini boss. You hadn't even fought the first boss yet when you fought Ditch. So like, yeah. I think the hardest thing you fought before Ditch was a fucking moving ranged raider. I think that was literally the hardest thing the player fought before they fought Ditch.
Cool.
Which, yeah. Point is, mods were essentially just moving ditches. That's essentially... I mean, not moving ditches. Ditches with less health. That's essentially what they were in Wasteland.
Now he's just a ditch
God,
with no
all those
health.
factory enemies. I can already tell you that the factory would have been the worst area in the game. Every single enemy in that fucking area sucked ass. Number one, the fucking mod. Duh. Number two, the deathbed. The deathbed was an enemy that could charge at the player, and it would shoot a fucking shotgun barrage of like 20 fucking goo chunks out of its chest every once in a while.
That's dumb.
Then there was the fucking piston. The piston would leap off of the screen and then try and land on the player. You can figure out why that's fucking annoying. Then there was the enemy called the Makeshift Hideous. It was a Hideous that didn't die in one hit, and it's fucking huge. You can see the problem there.
Nice.
Then the mini bosses. The mini bosses of the area were fucking Gore Badger. His name's Gore Badger. The other mini boss was Gogs, who is Gogs. And then the boss of the area was the Raid Cruncher, which is the Raid Cruncher. You can see the problems with the fucking factory in Wasteland. You can see the problems with it. God. Wasteland, barring the factory, I think actually had a decent enemy roster, but then everything in the factory looked cool, but from a gameplay standpoint was shit. Mod's the weird one, in the sense that his appearance is my least favorite thing about him. I think he would have been fine from a gameplay standpoint. All the other enemies were annoying, though. They would have been annoying as hell, and I'm honestly glad that area doesn't exist. Imagine a waste boss fight where you can't move up.
Damn.
That was planned. The fucking Raid Cruncher from Wasteland was going to be that.
Why?
Remember, it was supposed to be like a 2D platformer thing. That was the Raid Cruncher's gimmick. That's why the Raid Cruncher in fucking From the Waste is all broken down and shit, because if I had it mounted in the arena the way that it was supposed to be in Wasteland, it would have been bolted to the side of a flat arena in which you couldn't move up or down. That's the way the Raid Cruncher works. All those wires and shit on the back of him were from when he was bolted to the ground. The Raid Cruncher couldn't move.
That's not how he's gonna be in stage 3 in Inferno. I can tell you that.
Well, you can figure out how to implement all of those things. You can figure out how to implement the saw blade, the big saw blade that just pokes out of his chest sometimes. It's not a range attack. It's on a big fucking rod. Then there's the fucking missile launcher, which I think that's actually in. No, it's not. It's not in. Yeah, it is. He does have a fucking missile launcher on his arm in From the Waste. Yeah, he has that.
Why does
he doesn't use it? I'm now real. Actually, he does use it. He does use the frickin' shooter thing. It just doesn't shoot missiles anymore.
Oh no, I'm not gonna make it shoot missiles.
Then there's the fucking his other arm in the frickin' Wasteland was a chain gun. So have fun with that. Yeah, the fucking Wasteland fight. I didn't think about how any of that would work in gameplay. I was just like, oh, it's going to be a fucking cool idea to have a 2D platformer boss in a fucking Waste game. That's going to work perfectly. Let's give him a saw that he can shoot out that covers the entire arena. I'm not going to think about how difficult that's going to be to code to have a fucking rod shoot out of his chest that can bend and shit and track the player. I'm not thinking about that. I'm not going to think about a fucking thing that just bends and follows the player and bends in weird ways. I'm not going to think about that, and I didn't think about that. I think the Raid Cruncher is the reason I canceled Wasteland, actually. Subconsciously. I think it's the subconscious reason I canceled Wasteland.
Cool, he's going to come back to Inferno.
Alright, you gotta figure out how that rod bends. You gotta figure that out.
Which rod?
Alright, I'm gonna send you a picture of the fucking Raid Cruncher from fucking Wasteland. This is broken off in the fucking From the Waste fight. It's the reason why the From the Waste one is broken down, so I didn't have to do this, but canonically it still exists. Let's see, canned... Where's Wasteland at? There it is. Enemies.
Wrong color.
I don't actually have a PNG of the Raid Cruncher in the folder. That's weird. Chapter 3.
For some
Wait,
reason,
no,
I
that's
also
what?
am
No.
storing PNGs for no reason. Oh no, I don't store the PNGs.
Alright, where the
I store the Krita files of just the normal stuff.
Alright, there you go. Alright, there we go. There's a picture of fucking chapter 3, guys. That's neat, I guess. And then there's one more. Let me find the makeshift hideous. There it is. There's all the factory enemies from Wasteum, right? There's all of those.
Yeah.
I just DM'd them to you. The Raid Cruncher. You see that saw blade in his chest?
Yeah.
You see how it's on a bunch of different hinges?
Oh.
Those were gonna unhinge and hinge on the fly during the boss fight. Not be animated, mind you, coded, folding and shit, to try and figure out where the player was. I didn't want to do that. I didn't think about that until, like, after I'd already drawn the thing. And that's the reason why he's broken down and from the waist. So I wouldn't have to do that.
Why wouldn't he just go from up to down and back? Just wouldn't that make?
I mean, I could do that, but nah, it just tries to figure out where the player is. Remember, it's on a 2D plane. It's arcing over the player. It's on a 2D platform thing, where you can only move left and right. It's trying to arc above the player and, like, scorpion sting them.
I feel like it's a very stupid way to do that.
It is, but it is the only way to have it work the way the Raid Cruncher was designed. So, yeah.
It's not gonna work that way in
The Raid Cruncher was not... Okay, I'm going to tell you this. The Raid Cruncher was not designed for a waste game, and it shows. You can tell that he was designed for something else. And he was.
What do you mean? You're saying waste game as if waste games are like a different genre. They're just random ass games.
They're top-down shooters. All of them are top-down shooters. He was not designed for a top-down shooter.
But they don't have to be top-down shooters, though.
All of them are, and all of them will be till the end of time. I'm not going to work on one that isn't.
Not if I have something to say about it.
I'm not going to work on one, and that means that if you try to make one like that, you're on your own. I'm not helping you.
That's okay, I have a drawing tablet now.
Anyway, there's the original. Here you go. There's where fucking, right there's where the original Raid Cruncher design came from. There you go. He wasn't from a waste game. He was from something else.
That looks horrible.
So there you go. Indeed it does, but the original one could move because it was attached to a steamroller. The modern Raid Cruncher in the Waste series can't move. He's bolted to the ground.
Cool.
Like, he's bolted to the side of a platform. There is no, like, getting around the Raid Cruncher being in a 2D fight. He's bolted to the side of a 2D platform, and he's bolted to the platform you fight on. There's no way of getting around that without changing what the bitch is.
He's not gonna be bolted to anything in the Inferno fight. It's just...
I mean, canonically, he literally is bolted to something. And from the waist, you can see where he tore off of whatever he was bolted to.
I mean, it could have been torn off from his wheels. Who knows?
He doesn't have... Remember, he doesn't have wheels. The steamroller thing isn't a thing anymore. He's bolted to the side of a platform.
What if I just...
Remember, I tried to talk you out of adding the Raid Cruncher. If you're doing this, you're doing this.
Show me the sprite for his From the Waste one.
What?
Show me the From the Waste sprite for him.
Alright, give me a second. I changed a lot of design details from him, but the saw blade is torn out of his chest. So I didn't have to work with that, but yeah, he's torn off of something.
I'm gonna use that, by the way, the saw blade, and a funny thing... I'm gonna actually...
There he is. I got rid of one of his arms, and I replaced it with a regular arm so that he could hold himself up. So that's cool.
I mean, I can literally just make a case for myself and say, yeah, he was bolted, he just had wheels. just 2 wheels.
Again, like I said, I've tried to talk you out of the Raid Cruncher. I've tried to talk you out of it. If you're doing the Raid Cruncher, you're doing the Raid Cruncher. You're not doing fucking Technolord, which is the wheel version of the Raid Cruncher. You're not doing that guy. You're either doing the Raid Cruncher or you're not doing the Raid Cruncher. That's how it goes.
You got me bolted, but
Pick
nah,
one.
you
Raid
got-
Cruncher or no Raid
Nah,
Cruncher.
I'll
You're
do
fucking
Raid.
doing
I'm
it.
gonna
By the way,
do Raid
you're
Cruncher.
doing Raid Cruncher or no Raid Cruncher.
I'm doing Raid Cruncher, but she's just not gonna be
Alright.
up. It's just gonna. You're just gonna have less liberties in going left and right instead of up and down.
All right, so here's the options. You do the bullshit Raid Cruncher, or you do something else. Those are your options.
I'm gonna do the bullshit raid cruncher, and it's just gonna be a herald fight and suffer. That's just gonna be how it's gonna work.
Again, you have two options here. You do the shitty Raid Cruncher from Wastem, or you do literally anything else. Those are your options.
But the wasted one doesn't even exist. You do not realize that,
It
right?
doesn't, but you're the one who argued being accurate to a fight that doesn't exist. Those were your exact words.
When?
Let me find it.
When?
Let me find it real quick. Let's see here.
Oopsie. I do not like this color. Let's maybe change this. That's not what I meant.
Alright, here's the conversation. Here it is. And Discord just freaked the hell out. That's cool.
Oh, it likes to do that. Really does.
Alright, firstly, I'm going to send you the freak out that Discord just did on my phone, so that's cool.
Cool.
And secondly, here's the screenshot.
I said I will cross the bridge when I get there.
And again, you're the one who wanted to be consistent to a game that doesn't even fucking exist.
I mean, I said literally I'm the director of Inferno. I can do whatever I want.
Again, but your response to why you wanted fucking Raid Cruncher to be 2D, which you did want him to be 2D at this point in the fucking like 2D platformer sense, is because of consistency.
2D platformer?
Yeah, because remember, like you can't move up or down. It's a 2D platformer fight. It's not 2D in a top-down sense. It's 2D in a 2D platformer sense, where gravity applies to things.
Wait, so he literally is like the plant thing for Knights or Rise 2, where you had plants is for to be 2D and top down.
Yes, exactly. Raid Cruncher is that. Raid Cruncher is that, but in a waste game. That is what he is.
Why?
Exactly. Why do you think I fucking hate this thing? That's why. I fucking hate the fact that this thing exists. And it's why the one in From the Waste is purposely broken down so that I don't have to implement the one from fucking Wastem. That's the reason why it's broken down and From the Waste, is so I don't have to deal with that piece of shit. But since you have the fixed one, you do have to deal with that piece of shit.
You know what I can do is just okay, that was weird. What I can do is just override what I said earlier. I just make him top down because to make him an
If you want to make him top down and just make him like what the fucking one from the waist is, go for it. You can do that. That's an option.
I mean, I can make.
But
him...
I can tell you that the way the From the Waist one is made would not work with the original Raid Cruncher design for one reason. One of them is vertical, and the broken down one is horizontal.
Well, the thing is, I can make him like Harold and Drabor from Suffer. There's a bunch of different ways I can make him.
Here's the thing, that wouldn't really work with the Raid Cruncher. The way the Raid Cruncher's design works is essentially, he's vertical, meaning if you put the Raid Cruncher in Inferno, he would be 2 screens tall.
Ah.
That's the issue. He would be the length of like two cameras if you put him vertical and didn't zoom it out in the 2D way. That's the issue with him. If you try and put him in a top-down way, because look at how fucking tall he is.
I mean, do you need his bottom part? Not really.
I mean, considering it's the entire fucking identity he has. Yeah, if you're doing Raid Cruncher, you bolt Raid Cruncher to the ground, and then have the motherfucker be tall as hell.
Yeah,
that's like the key thing that he does. That's the one thing that's consistent, is that he's tall as hell.
Make his bottom part be buried under the ground. Just bury him.
Again, he's bolted to the ground. He's bolted to the ground. Unless you want to put him in a run-down factory, sure, I guess, do that.
Isn't the factory already run pretty much?
I mean, yeah, but you don't even fight the motherfucker in a factory.
Oh, true. Wait.
Raid Cruncher doesn't even make lore sense in Inferno. Why the fuck would he be bolted? Why would Gogs make a fucking big contraption and bolt it to the ground in Fink's prison?
No idea.
Why the fuck would he do that? In what universe does that make sense?
But that does mean you have to now find a new reason for why Raid Cruncher is destroyed.
I'd be fine with that. Like, Raid Cruncher can just be that random thing Gogs made, like, 8 years ago, that got blown the fuck up, and it's just laying somewhere abandoned in a desert. That works.
Cool.
That literally just works. It's literally just an abandoned Raider thing. That's it. It works.
Can't I just say, what if he just makes a new version, which is smaller?
I mean, you could do that, but, like, again, why would you choose the Raid Cruncher for this?
Because
when you can choose
it's
literally anything else.
It's a mech.
Yeah, but you could just make a new fucking mech. You could just do that.
You do know.
You could. That's an option that you could make.
You do know
that you could choose.
Or language barrier makes it like semi-difficult to have me tell you what I'm thinking of. Because, it does it again.
I mean, yeah, but you could just draw the fucker. You could just draw the thing, send it to me, and then I recreate it.
True, because I can tell you that
Gareth exists. Gareth exists. He's not great, but Gareth exists.
I mean,
I didn't do a great job on him, but he exists.
Yeah. I mean, rat poison was most definitely not supposed to look like what it looks like now. The rat is like I don't care.
Hey, that's for consistency, though.
I guess.
That's just what rats just kind of look like that.
No, but like the rat, I'm not talking about the rat. I'm talking about the trash can. Because in my mind, it was not a trash can. I also just literally sent you a picture of him being in a large cube.
You literally told me to make it a trash can, though, is the thing.
Did I? Why am I contradicting myself so many times? I'm just gonna search trash can.
Actually, no, you didn't. You didn't. Alright, here's the conversation. Okay, here's the conversation. Here's what you asked for. You asked for a rotating platform with a lid.
Oh, I can...
Here's what you said. So, like, each time a rat comes out, it just rotates out.
I just realized that you didn't even need to animate that. I could have done it with code, and that would have made the thing more clear.
Anyway, point is, just draw like a new fucking mech, because the Raid Cruncher, in the way that it is designed, is shit.
But the thing is, with the mech that I'm thinking of, it has to be designed for someone to be in it, without someone being in it. Because if you think about it, Gox can be in the mech. You just can't. You'll be fried alive.
Just make a big robot. Just make a big robot.
Should I make a robot in
Problem
a robot?
solved.
Should it
Just
be,
make a robot. Just make a fucking big robot. I don't give a fuck.
should it
The original Raid Cruncher was supposed to be a thing that Gogs rode, but, like, we've passed that bridge, so...
should I just make a mech which is ridden by a robot?
Just make fucking, I don't know. You know what? Fuck it. Make knockoff MASH. Make knockoff MASH. Boom.
I don't not know who Mash is.
Oh, MASH is the Raider leader. There's his Wastem sprite. Just make a fucking copy of that guy and say, like, I don't fucking know, something about it. Boom, problem solved. Design exists.
What is Mash's origin?
Oh, by the way, MASH is a cyborg. I forgot to mention that. I think I have a sprite of his mouth open. Let me find that. Do I have a sprite of that guy's mouth open? I'm pretty sure I do. I don't, actually. I don't, and that's weird. He's in the NPCs folder for some reason.
Cool.
Oh, I made a Dragon Bones rig for him for some reason. That's cool. Anyway, do you want to see what MASH looked like in fucking the original Waste?
Sure.
Alright, there's what he looked like in the original Waste.
The thing with the Dragon Bones is that it's very much getting used to. That looks hideous.
Because it is. Give me a second, I heard something. Nothing, I think.
Should I?
Anyway, point is, the original MASH was a fleshy boy, and the one from Wastem isn't. So that's cool. I think, by the way, okay, so I just want to show you the inside of MASH's mouth. Whenever he opens his mouth, there's a texture behind there, right?
Yeah.
That's actually in the file for MASH. Let me find that. Okay, it's called back_head. This is what happens when he opens his mouth. That's what's inside of his mouth. That's the sprite that's inside of his mouth.
That's okay. That's very interesting. It's also very small.
Yes, because remember, it's part of a rig. Oh yeah, by the way, each of those spikes on his head were on individual pistons. And his arms are made out of individual moving pistons. And his legs have individual moving pistons.
Cool.
And his torso has 2 individual moving pistons.
You hate yourself, don't you?
The ones in his neck are fakes. They don't move. His back, however, does move, and his back is a separate part from his lower and upper torso.
I forgot to
MASH is made up of a lot of fucking parts. Meanwhile, the original MASH, his head and torso are the same part.
So
I think his robot arm is also part of that same body piece. His legs and other arm are separate. So the original MASH is made out of 4 parts. The new one is the one from Wastem is made out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 parts.
Cool.
I think. I need to recount.
I forgot I needed to D-head or B-head clankers. I don't know. It's just maybe just in between here.
Oh yeah, here's the question. Why'd you wait this long to ask for the new Clanker sprite?
Which one?
Like the one
Oh.
from the waste. Why did you ask so long to get that one instead of the one from fucking Inferno? Like you just said, nah, I'll keep the Inferno one, and then like a while later you asked for the from the waste one.
I just forgot that it existed.
No, I mean you literally said that you'd keep the Inferno one. I asked if you wanted to switch it, and you said no.
At some points it switched it, I think.
Let's see.
Before I asked for it, yeah, last week I did switch before it, but that was also a while ago.
You said something about how you were fine with that design being an elite clanker, but you didn't want it to be a normal clanker. Which is interesting, I guess. Oh yeah, by the way, all of the animations they have are meant to be played. All of the animations the clanker and the Inferno clanker and the From the Waste clanker have are meant to be played at the same frame rate and are the exact same, other than the fact that one of them has a claw arm.
I don't know what.
So do with that what you will.
I have no idea which frame rate it chose. I just choose something which I've.
I'm going to tell you real quick. Let me check what the frame rate is. The frame rate is supposed to be 24.
Yeah,
apparently.
I know. Out of I also just choose 24. I chose it for
the clankers were slow for whatever reason. The normal clankers were slowed the fuck down in Inferno. The original clankers. I have no idea why. They were just slowed the fuck down.
I may have sped this one. Either I've kept these ones at the same speed or sped them up because they feel slow when they're walking. Their normal movement. Also, I beheaded one.
You beheaded one.
Yes.
Like how?
Like this. I'll send you a screenshot.
Like, did his head get stuck in a fucking wall and you just can't see it anymore?
No,
or?
I mean, like, well, you'll see. Not in the photo.
Alright. Oh. Oh, you mean you drew a sprite for one beheaded?
I didn't draw the sprite. How could I draw a sprite?
I don't fucking know. Just send the thing. Just send the thing.
If it would send.
Alright, so yeah, you did draw one beheaded, okay.
I didn't draw it, but I literally...
Well, okay, you edited it, you took a sprite of one, and you fucking erased it. So yeah, you made a sprite of one beheaded.
The only thing I need to do is make... I don't know what... If it's dead, how would its head look like?
What?
With the older Clanker versions, the eye would be lit up, right? And if it was dead, it would just be black.
It would dim.
But what about this one?
Yeah, the light would dim. The light would dim. The new one is different. So the new one doesn't have any sort... I guess... Okay, here's the thing about the new one. It has lights on it. If you look, there's lights on that thing on the side of its head. And on its back, there's a thing with a light on it.
Should I just dim these lights then?
Yes, I guess.
I guess I'll do that. Also, I'm gonna